everyone, and welcome to Chat at OM Insure. This is Old Mutual Insure's new multimedia online chat show, and we are very excited to tackle a few interesting topics, challenging topics, maybe sometimes controversial topics if time will allow us. And what we're going to do is we're going to unpack these topics and understand what they mean for us as industry participants. We want to bring some experts into the conversations. It will be experts either from the outside or internally. We're starting our program off today. I'm going to introduce you just very shortly to a gentleman, Sol Abram. Sol is part of our executive committee, but I'll give him an opportunity to just to give you a bit of a background as to where he fits into the bigger Old Mutual Insure picture. But if we take a few steps back and we think about 2020, what a year it's been. Who could have expected when we started out in January that we will be faced with so many challenges, things that we never expected would come our way, even anticipated in terms of company risk registers and scenarios that we never planned. But what struck me from those early days of the hard lockdown and when we were all trying to find our feet in bigger corporate South Africa was the spirit of Old Mutual and Old Mutual Insure that came through so loudly. The concern around the individuals out in our industry and the concern about business. How are we going to survive this? And as I introduce Sol to you now, Sol, for his sins, very recently came into this role. And what I remember over and over again was his genuine concern for the small and medium enterprise in the South African market. So today we are going to talk about the initiatives that we have rolled out over the last few months and some of the exciting things that we're busy right now. So Sol, over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, just who you are, where you fit into the picture, and then we can carry on to some of the more topical conversations.
Hi, Christelle. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, like you said, I'm Sol Abraham, look after the retail portfolio. And for those of you that don't understand what that means, we really refers to the personal lines, commercial and agri SME portfolios. And yeah, quite excited to be here, Christelle. Looking forward to our chat.
Great. So we're going to talk about our SME campaign. I mean, I was driving around in Joburg the other day and I heard an ad on the radio. I should know about it before it happens because I was just a bit out of the cycle. I was on leave and I was so proud and surprised to hear this come into fruition over the radio. So please tell us a little bit about the SME campaign and what that entails.
Sure, Christelle. Yeah. So we launched a new campaign in late October, early November, really focusing on the SMEs in South Africa. And really the reason is that it's a big driver in our economy. Really employs a lot of people in the country. And we thought, given what's happened in this country in 2020 with COVID-19, the biggest impact has been on our commercial SMEs. We thought it made sense to support them in any way we possibly could. So really the campaign encourages the SMEs to get insured, get tailored insurance from Old Mutual Insure. And yeah, we hope to really drive the message home and get more and more SMEs insured.
Okay, so I find something interesting about what you're saying now is Old Mutual Insure and Mutual and Federal previously have always been known as a big risk corporate insurer. So why did we shift our strategy to the SME space?
So it's a good point, Christelle. I don't think we ever intended to be a corporate or big risk or big enterprise insurer. I think over the years, Old Mutual has naturally taken that position and unintentionally stopped talking about SMEs. We've always insured SMEs. The biggest part of our portfolio from a customer base perspective is our SMEs. We love dealing with our SMEs because of just the entrepreneurs we meet and we engage with. So really, this is just a reminder to the market that we are one of the biggest SME insurers in the country, and we're encouraging them to, communicate with us and go on this journey with us.
I find it very interesting because, from a personal lines perspective, often we insure the small business as well as the individual who owns the small business. So we're really part and parcel of that person's risk journey. But I think what I want to understand from you today is why are big corporates so invested I mean, we hear about SMEs all over the place. Why? And specifically from a South African economic perspective, I know South Africa is a bit of an entrepreneurial haven. People, we start businesses, we're very, very industrious. But why should big corporates be, such as ourselves, so interested in the SME space? And what does it mean for the future?
Yeah, Christelle, I think corporates have a huge role to play in the South African economy in supporting the SMEs, mainly because the SMEs are the kind of entities that employ the most number of people in South Africa and globally, and they're the most entrepreneurial. So it's really critical that we as Old Mutual and other corporates in the country support them. But secondly, Christelle, if you think about just Old Mutual, we basically, all our stakeholders are SMEs. If you think about the majority of our brokers, they're SMEs. If you think about the majority of our kind of suppliers in the claims environment, 80%, 90% of them are SMEs. So firstly, we work with them every day. Secondly, they're the lifeblood of South Africa, and bringing this country back into a positive economic kind of a place requires us to put a lot of effort into getting the SMEs back on their feet.
So I want to ask you something else now. As I mentioned earlier on, we hear about supporting SMEs, our competitors rolling out campaigns to insure SMEs. What in your mind, and you've been a big driving force behind this. I mean, we've seen you come into this role and really, really start making a big play to do things differently, to position Old Mutual Insure as a fresh, new player in the market, even though we've been around for donkey's years. So please let me understand just briefly, if you have to explain what is different from this new campaign, what are we doing right now that sets us apart from our competitors in this insurance landscape in the way that we support the SME?
Sure, Christelle. Yeah, so I think firstly, obviously, we're an insurance provider. So first and foremost, we have an amazing product. But more importantly, we've got our teams tailoring our products to meet specific needs of specific SMEs. Not all SMEs are the same. So our campaign now we've launched, we're focusing on a certain segment of the SME market, but our intention over the next 3 to 6 months is to expand that to cover more and more SMEs within our multi-shore product. But specifically, for example, currently one of our focuses is to insure florists. And why do we think we're the best at providing that cover? Because, well, one, we already insure a lot of florists, like I said earlier. We insure a lot of SMEs already. So we've done a deep needs analysis on what the florist needs. And I'm just using it as an example. And we've tailor-made solutions for them. So as an SME comes through to us, does a quote with us, they're getting exactly what they need from a needs analysis perspective. So if you partner with your advisor, your broker, and you come through to us, you get exactly what you need. I think, Christelle, secondly, the campaign is structured in a way that it assists the SME. If you do a quote with us, our marketing campaign tells you that you stand a chance to win 50,000 Rand if you do a successful quote with us. We're hoping that 50,000 Rand can go towards funding the SME through these difficult times, economic times by COVID-19. So yeah, I mean, in summary, solid insurance that's tailor-made for you. 2, there's a fun campaign where if you engage with us and do a quote, you stand to win 50,000 Rand.
Okay, that's really awesome. And it really, it provides a lot of promise for the future. But I'm a firm believer that you have to walk the talk, and you can't just make promises. So, Sol, I think as we close off this interview, I think it's a great opportunity for you to share just with our viewers, that, what have we done during this COVID-19 period, in spite of the fact that we're not the biggest short-term insurer in the market, but we've really punched above our weight with providing support and assistance to our business owners. So please, won't you just sort of wrap up with that and tell us a bit about what Old Mutual Insure has done?
Sure, thanks, Christelle. I think this is probably the highlight of the year for me, and something that the team and I are most proud of. When COVID-19 hit us, we were all taken aback, shocked. We all went into lockdown. We made a very early decision to support some of our existing customers who are SMEs. And we set aside a fund to the value of 40 million Rand with the Mazazani Fund within the Old Mutual Group. And the intention was really to make sure that these qualifying customers survived the lockdowns from level 5 all the way down to 3 and 2, and we could start trading again, And the outcome, Christelle, has been that we've helped countless SMEs. And the last time I checked in, which was about a week ago, we've kept more than 1,000 people employed. And if you think about how many people those 1,000 people support, you're probably looking at 5,000, 6,000 people in South Africa that we've directly impacted, and we've kept them in their jobs. So really proud of the team, excited to take that energy into this SME campaign and to continue to support the SMEs in South Africa.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you know, as we close out this interview, I think it's really important to remind our viewers that Old Mutual Insure, not Old Mutual Insure as such, but Old Mutual Group is 175 years old this year. We saw the previous pandemic, we saw the First World War, the Second World War. You know, we have seen so much and we've survived so much. And if I look back over the last 8-9 months, it's for me as an employee of this organization, it's apparent why, because I know that the heart of the business is in the right place. And this campaign that you are busy with in the retail space really, really talks to those values. So thank you for the contribution that you and your team make to supporting our business, small business owners in South Africa. And let's hope we get through all of this together in one piece. And next year, this time, we talk about other exciting things that we're busy with.
Thank you, Christelle. Awesome. Thanks for your time.